Hello people of the internet wrestling community. Scholar Tarek here, taking a break from the glory and wonder of fatherhood. He's a little baby. Future scholar to be. So what do you think? You think John Cena's going to win? Yeah, I didn't think so. To give you my predictions of the upcoming WWE event, Night of Champions. Let's start with these predictions for Night of Champions with the non-title matches. Yeah, that sounds right. Let's start with the match that they ended one feud to begin this feud, just so they can have one of the contenders leave after this match. Booking at its best! Thank you, WWE Creative! I'm talking about Chris Jericho versus Randy Orton. And like I just said, this is Chris Jericho's last match before going back to on tour with Fozzy, going to do his podcast, whatever else he's going to do. So it's a no-brainer that Randy Orton is going to take this one. They're probably going to give it like 10, 15 minutes top. And now let's talk about the next round in America versus Russia with Mark Henry fighting against Rusev. And if you think this is going to be any different from when Jack Swagger was defending America against Rusev, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Rusev is going to take this one. Rusev is going to take one over Mark Henry. Rusev is going to take another one over America. And all this is just building up for the inevitable feud against John Cena. That's all this is going to be. And that is a sad thing to think about. Well, at least when you think about it for Rusev's point in his career, how he's just dominating over his competition just to inevitably face off against the face of the company, John Cena. And we all know that John Cena is just going to be the one to end this streak in WWE. That's all it's building up for, people. Sad but true. So, yeah, Rusev for the win. That's nothing more else than I can say for this. And now moving on to the matches that this pay-per-view was made for, the championship matches. And let's start with the tag team championship match between the defending champions, the Usos, versus Dashingly Gold of Goldust and Stardust. And if you listened to episodes in the past, I couldn't make it any more clear. The Usos' championship reign is long overdue. It needs to come to an end. I want Dashingly Gold to win this. I love what they're doing with these guys. I loved the heel turn, even though I said in the past that it was very abrupt and it just didn't seem right with how much they were building on these two. But I like that they're heels. They work great as heels. And if this ends up with the Usos successfully defending the tag team championships, then what was the point? What was the point of turning Goldust and Stardust heel? There wouldn't be. It would just be a complete waste of taking these two guys who actually are very interesting characters, turning them heel, building them up as top contenders for the tag team championship, all to just basically like, no, we just did it because we had nothing better to do. We have no other real competition for these guys, even though we have the Wyatt family, who should have won the tag team championships months ago. But yeah, that's nothing more else that either me, Scholars, Jeff, or Brian can say. We made that perfectly clear on our show that the Wyatts should have won the tag team championship. Because the Usos' title reign, again, long overdue. I like the Usos a lot. They are very entertaining, very athletic guys. But I feel like their championship reign is just run its course. It's time for a change. And we need new guys to help bring the tag team division up to a point where it needs to be, because from what it's looking like, all they have is just the Usos, and that's all they're cashing in on. They have plenty of well, not really now, plenty of tag teams. Let's see, the Usos, Dashingly Gold. With Ryback injured, there's no Ryback, so Slater, I can't even count Slater Gator or Los Matadores. You have the Wyatt family, who you can have in a three-way brawl with the Usos and Dashingly Gold. They could do something similar to what the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian were. Just have like the Usos be the Hardys, Stardust and Goldust will be the Edge and Christian for their charisma, and have the Wyatt family be the Dudleys. That would be great for your tag team division for today. But right now that's just not happening. So I really am hoping Dashingly Gold takes this one. Like I said, I love the Usos, but their title reign is just now stale, boring, and needs to come to an end. And now, let's move on to the match that I want to try and get done with as quickly as possible, because just the thought of it is giving me a headache. The triple threat match for the Divas Championship. The defending champion Paige versus AJ Lee versus Nikki Bella. I'm not looking forward to this match. This is the match I'm looking forward to the least. I don't care about the whole scene with the Bella twins. I hate that they're putting so much time and focus of Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella to a point where Stephanie McMahon comes to the ring and rewards Nikki with a Divas Championship match just because of her honesty of how Brie is, I don't know, being the sister that everyone likes. I don't know. I don't care. These Bella twins are the worst actresses ever in the Divas division, and that's saying a lot. Every time they have something coming out of their mouth, it's just nails on a chalkboard. I wish you would die in the... Oh, I'm so sorry, Iceland. I love you, Brie. The fact that they even got Jerry Springer involved is just one... I look at it as them thinking, okay, this feud is just so stupid and ridiculous, we have to make a joke out of it. And what better way to make a joke out of it than having Jerry Springer show up and make even more of a joke about this. I mean, they had him leave on a stretcher, even though really, you looking at it again, you just see there's nothing wrong with him. He just has a bunch of women fighting on top of him. Good for him. But yeah, like, the only interesting thing that came out of, well, any of this is the one little confrontation between AJ Lee and Stephanie, because in ways, I've said this in the past episode of the show, I could see AJ being the Divas rendition of Stone Cold versus Stephanie McMahon versus AJ whole thing for the Divas division, and that could actually make things very interesting. But of course, they're not going to do anything like that because they're putting so much time with the Bella twins because they're the stars of Total Divas. And I don't watch Total Divas. I don't give at all Total Divas. It is a waste of time. Ugh. I really hate to say this, but I actually do think they might give Nikki Bella this match and the title. I hope that's not the case, because Paige and AJ, they're doing pretty interesting things, sort of building up this little sexual tension from what I'm reading. I haven't gotten that yet, but who knows. But no, they think that the Bella twins are worth the main event diva spot than anything else, and that's to you, WWE, just for that logic. And yeah, Nikki Bella for the win, and I really hate saying that. And now that I've said that prediction, moving on to the next match, please. Next, we have Sheamus defending the United States Championship against Cesaro. And really, this is the hardest match to predict, in my opinion, because it really is a 50-50 match. It really could go either way. And I honestly don't care if it goes either way. I mean, I love Sheamus, I love Cesaro, and I'm actually really entertained with the rivalry that they have been presenting. Like, it's been a show with very little telling, very little dialogue, little to no. The most we got is Sheamus on the commentary, and that's pretty much it. Most of it is just Cesaro messing with Sheamus, taking the United States Championship and throwing it back at him, or Sheamus doing a similar thing leading to a bro kick, and them having matches with Ziggler and Miz and like tag team matches. It was actually a very fun, simple yet effective feud. And for my prediction, I'm going to have to go with Cesaro. Mainly because Cesaro needs that momentum boost. I mean, since WrestleMania being the winner of the Andre the Giant over the top rope battle royal, he really hasn't been doing anything. He was a Paul Heyman guy, which led to nothing, and then he left, and he's just been there. No real storylines, no real feuds until he started messing around with Sheamus. And he, like I said, he needs that momentum boost, and this is the right stepping stone for him. Although personally, I feel, as I said plenty of times in the show, I felt like the United States Championship feud and the Intercontinental Championship feud should actually switch, because I feel Sheamus and Cesaro are more of that competition that will become future main event stars when the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons are gone. You have Cesaro and Sheamus, up and coming main eventing stars, and what better title for them to fight than the Intercontinental title, which is being used as the stepping stone for future main event stars, whereas the United States title is pretty much the third tier title, similar to the European title. It really has no real meaning other than just being there as a belt for the lower mid card to just the lower card talent. And I feel Sheamus and Cesaro actually do deserve better. But when it comes to predictions, yes, I'm picking Cesaro for the win. Next match is Dolph Ziggler defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz, and this has been a very weird feud for me. Entertaining, yes, but very, very weird. I mean, one thing, you have Damien Sandow becoming The Miz's stunt double, which, for all you know, us at the Scholars feel like Damien Sandow deserves a lot more than just being the lackey for The Miz, the new Alex Riley for The Miz. And now Dolph Ziggler throws in a stunt double in R-Truth, and they make it seem like, oh, he's more of a stunt double, looks more like Dolph Ziggler than Damien Sandow looks more like The Miz. And what? This is now reaching kind of terms of just stupid for me. If Dolph Ziggler were to get a stunt double, wouldn't someone like Zack Ryder, a friend of Dolph Ziggler, work better? I mean, what is Zack Ryder doing now? Exactly. I feel like it would be a better fit than R-Truth. And in a continuation of what I feel about the Intercontinental and United States Championship is how Dolph Ziggler and The Miz is more their egos, more talking. It's really distancing away from the fact that this feud is for the Intercontinental Championship, which I was just saying is the stepping stone for main event stars, for future world champions. Yes, Miz and Dolph Ziggler were past world champions, but do you really see them going anywhere far now? At least compared to Cesaro and Sheamus? I honestly don't. And I like Dolph Ziggler. I like The Miz. They're both very charismatic, athletic superstars. And like I was just saying, this is more focusing on their egos than actually fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. It just doesn't seem right. Like I said, switch the United States Championship feud with the Intercontinental Championship feud, and actually it would make more sense to that, because this is such a lower card feud being put in a top mid card stature. And I guess all I have to say left is the prediction. I think Dolph Ziggler's gonna successfully defend the Intercontinental Championship, because really this has been the most dominant Dolph Ziggler's been since he first won the World Heavyweight Championship. And from what rumors are going around, he's going to have a rivalry with Bray Wyatt after this whole ordeal with The Miz, which is awesome, by the way. I'm really looking forward to that. Bray Wyatt needs a good feud ever since he got thrown in with Big Show. Thank you WWE Creative for that logic. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler for the win. The sad thing is, I really wish that I could say more about this, since the Intercontinental title is my favorite title. But from what I've been saying, that this has just been a very weird, kind of dumb feud that's really leading to nothing. If anything, I hope this somehow leads something for Damien Sandow to break off from The Miz, to actually reestablish himself to someone who, in my opinion, and hopefully in Jeff and Brian's opinion as well, he could be the guy who could fight for the Intercontinental Championship and actually be a true contender. And like I said so many times in the past, ever since his matches with John Cena, it's proof that that guy can really fight in main event matches. He can fight against those main event stars. He just has to really tweak his character from this whole ripoff of Stevie Richards before he became Steven Richards of the Right to Censor. Yeah, really, this... How did this come different from Dolph Ziggler and The Miz? I mean, wow. I could think of so many other topics that are very interesting other than this one feud, and hopefully this will be the last of their whole rivalry, so Dolph Ziggler can move on to someone like Bray Wyatt, so Bray Wyatt can get the Intercontinental Championship and actually have something to do, and have this be the stepping stone in which the Intercontinental Championship is meant to be. Is meant to be, WWE. Remember that. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler for the win. And now we are at the main event. The one match that we're really looking forward to the most out of this pay-per-view. John Cena getting his rematch clause against defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar. And I can just flat out say, I hope it's a repeat from SummerSlam. I want John Cena to be conquered by Brock Lesnar. I don't want John Cena as WWE Champion again. I don't. I really don't. Ever since he came back the second week after SummerSlam, completely dominating the Wyatt family. Shame on you, Vince, for that call. And then the next week, completely dominating over the Authority. And this whole promo dialogue back and forth between Paul Heyman. That was the only entertaining thing that I got out of this. If you skipped the past 2 weeks of him dominating over the future talent of your company, WWE, and just have him talk with Brock Lesnar, it would actually be more intriguing to me. What I didn't like is how much commentary is basically behind John Cena as usual. But this time it's just a little extra something, because they keep saying, oh, John Cena's better than ever. He is a different John Cena. This is John Cena that could defeat Brock Lesnar. And then we get this past Raw where we had this big confrontation. John Cena gets completely destroyed again by Brock Lesnar. Gets German suplexed. Brock Lesnar's laughing. Brock Lesnar turns to leave. And then out of nowhere, John Cena attacks him from behind, and then they start this big brawl. Oh yeah, this is the definite stronger John Cena that likes to attack people from behind. That's what we want to see in our hero, John Cena. Honestly, I think that was closer to having a Paul Heyman guy, John Cena, than our hero, John Cena, that WWE commentary is so pushing to say, oh, he's a better John Cena. Brock Lesnar, better watch out. If you have any doubts about John Cena, think again. No, I do not think again. I still think he's going to get destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Nothing more else to say other than Brock completely destroy Cena. Get him out of this title feud. Go on to bigger, better things. Really, that's all I can say other than I just don't want to see John Cena win. We're all sick and tired of John Cena being the top guy. Let the young and up-and-coming stars. I mean, they say they're going to give Roman Reigns to be the one that dethrones Brock Lesnar closer to WrestleMania. With how they're pushing Roman Reigns, I can actually kind of see it, but I can see it and I can't see it because one thing, it's Brock Lesnar. Not just the man who took out the streak and completely dominated John Cena. This guy's a legit fighter. It's hard to see someone in WWE actually take down Brock Lesnar. I think that's why I love him being the champion so much, because it seems so real that he cannot lose that title. Well, I hope Brock Lesnar successfully defends the title. And I think he is going to successfully defend the title. And he's going to be a dominant champion for a very, very long time. And those are my predictions for Night of Champions. Now I want to know, who do you think will walk out of Night of Champions as the champions? Be sure to leave your predictions down in the comments section below this video, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, The Scholars of Wrestling. And don't forget to listen to Scholars Jeff and Brian's predictions at the Night of Champions prediction show. And thank you all for listening. Nothing more else for me to say other than I am Scholar Tarek of the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. Now it's time to go back to the joys and wonder of fatherhood.